Okay, so this one is just a book that's open on top of a book that's closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the book that's open. And if I look at the angles, I'm about like this for the open book. And I really want you to use your pencil and get these angles correct. Remember that these are parallel, so top to bottom, side to side. These have to be the same angles or they look wrong. Because these angles are the same, the center angle is as well the same. So a book that's open, now that I have the, this base rectangle correct, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the curve, the top of the page. You can start bottom or top. I always like to start with the top, and this comes up and on top, and mine is a little bit more exaggerated, and that's fine. I'm going to erase this line, do that again. And it stops just with inside the hardcover and comes down. You see that edge of the book. And then this inside page stops a little bit higher because you want to see the thickness of the many pages in this book. This curve needs to match the bottom curve. So make sure that you really try and get, it's an organic shape line, so sometimes that's a little harder than a straight line, but you want to get that as close as you can. And then I'm going to do this curve on the other side. These don't match necessarily, but it is going to come up above the actual book line because it's open. And then I'm only going to draw the top page, and that angle would be the same as your hardcover. And then this side comes up a little bit more because there's quite a bit of page thickness here. And then I'm just going to go back in and erase those sketch lines. And now what you can do is draw the many different pages. Now these come off, 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 off this way. This one angles down that way. And then I've got the edge of the actual pages and the hardback. I'm going to extend that of the book here. And then down here, I'm going to draw the very bottom last page and then the hard part of the book, and this bumps out where the spine is a little bit, and now I'm going to come over here and draw the last page, bumping out. Oops, I got that a little rough. Okay, and then you can see this hard back edge here, and then that comes down. But we've got these pages that are coming, and that you can see just slightly on the edge. And I'm not going to draw every individual page, of course, but you can gesture those pages. And I'm actually going to shade in the hardback area so my pages pop. If I was inking it and adding color later, I wouldn't shade this in with my pencil. But where it's just a pencil sketch, I'm going to, just so that stands out, pages versus the actual book. And I just give the gesture of pages here again. I'm going to darken up this edge. Oops. Okay, so that's the top book. The bottom book that it's sitting on, let me fix this corner. And you can always add some shading if you wanted to. Okay, and then I'm going to erase these lines real quick. So the bottom book that it's sitting on, again, just angles, so you really want to make sure you've got your angles correct. I'm really looking at, this is the spine of that bottom book, where it starts on the top book, and then how far this comes out, and then where it ends on this right side of my book. I've got the spine here. This one's quite easy. I've actually drawn this too big, so I need to make my spine about here. And I can add a little bit of shading under there. Now when you're drawing a book like this where you have this left side of the spine and then the right, this curve needs to match that curve. Okay, and that about covers it. I can go back in, add any shading that I want to, darken up any lines, but that seems about right.